All right. Hello, everyone. I hope you can see me. I hope you can hear me. Hello, Instagram. Good to have you joining with us. YouTube, Facebook, my Facebook group. Greetings and welcome. We are about to get into another PhotoTheology class, and let me tell you, today I am excited. Why? Because I've been getting videos from you guys, young people, older people, people from around the world who have been sending in their video challenges and going through the book of Genesis, chapters 1 through 24, going through the book of Genesis, chapter 25 to 50, and you guys have done amazing. You have done excellent. And so I am super happy for the progress you guys have made in just a matter of weeks. I hope you're excited. Some of you have taken on the mystery challenge. So I can't see your hands if you've taken on the mystery challenge, but if you have taken on the mystery challenge, praise God. What is a mystery challenge? You're going to find out in this class today. And we're going to jump right into it because, as I said, I'm going to try to keep this to roughly 20 to 30 minutes. And we're going to see something really, really amazing today. I guarantee you. All right. So let's jump right in. For those of you who are watching on Instagram, I want to let you know that in this presentation, I'm going to be using a PowerPoint. You're not going to be able to see that PowerPoint. So if you can somehow get over to my YouTube channel and watch it there, I'm going to encourage you to do that. You may even try to get on the Facebook group if you have Facebook. I'm going to encourage you to do that one way or the other because you will not be able to see through Instagram what I'm going to be presenting on via PowerPoint. All right. As for the rest of you, you're going to be able to see what I'm going to share, and this is going to be really, I'm telling you, it's going to be really amazing. Again, let's jump right into this. I want to first talk about the Genesis challenge, okay? So you guys, for those of you who maybe this is your first time joining, I'm going to do a little bit to try to catch you up. We have been going through this challenge of seeking to memorize the entire book of Genesis through the use of images. Through the use of pictures. By the way, PhotoTheology is the art of studying the Bible through images, right? Through the use of pictures. And so this is a very basic class. I'm taking my time walking you through some of these principles, and we are focusing very specifically on understanding the images of the Bible, okay? And so this is practice to do that. And so basically what we started doing a few weeks back was we would take one chapter of the book of Genesis. We started with Genesis 1, and we imagined a palace or a high rise, if you will, of 50 floors. Those 50 floors each correspond with a chapter in the book of Genesis. So Genesis chapter 1 would be floor 1, Genesis chapter 39 would be floor 39, etc. And so for each floor, what we did was we imagined ourselves getting in an elevator, going to that floor, and when the elevator doors open, we see an image that reminds us of the main theme of the chapter, okay? So I'm going to give you a little test right now, and I gave this test to my master class, my PhotoTheology master class yesterday, and they surprised themselves. So I'm going to ask you a question. And you can go ahead and type in the chat box. I can't see your comments right now, so I will look at them later. But here's a question. What chapters, these are for those of you who have already done this, right? Already did this memory challenge. What chapters are the genealogy chapters in the book of Genesis? First of all, how many genealogy chapters are there in the book of Genesis? And what are those chapters, the ones that we remembered? All right. I am guessing that you guys just really surprised yourself. I am guessing that you guys knew right off to the top of your head that Genesis 5, genealogy of Adam, Genesis 10, genealogy of Noah, Genesis 36, genealogy of Esau. I am guessing that you knew that without even thinking twice. Okay? Remember, what this does, this practice helps you to be able to identify the places in the scripture that these events happen. So we're not memorizing words, scripture per se. We're memorizing images. We're memorizing themes. Okay? So for example, the reason that you remember Genesis 5, Genesis 10, and Genesis 36 is because in Genesis 5, we see a picture of Adam in a pair of jeans. Yes, Adam's genealogy. Genesis chapter 10, we did the same thing. Noah in a pair of jeans, but these are 10 jeans. They're not 5 jeans. 5 jeans were the old style jeans. 10 jeans are the new style jeans. Those are Noah jeans. 36, we saw that as Esau jeans, and those are the really unpopular jeans. Nobody likes Esau jeans. Okay, so that's how we were able to remember that's what's in these chapters, right? Genesis chapter 11, what is it? Yes, you guys got it, the Tower of Babel. We see the 2 ones in the 11, and we remember the sides of the Tower of Babel, right? Genesis chapter 40, what is it? Yes, it's the butler and the baker, because we remember in that chapter with the picture we see on floor 40 of our Genesis high rise is a butler and a baker wearing the number 40 on their aprons or on their hats. Okay, so we were able to go through each chapter, put an image to that chapter, and then lock that image in Memories Hall. Now, I shared with all of you this new, not a new app, but flashcards that I just created for the whole Genesis challenge. I want to encourage you, if you have not downloaded that app, it's called Brainscape. I'm going to put the app in the link. It's already on my Facebook group, which is the main group for this study. But if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put the link in the video for Brainscape or in the description for Brainscape. And all you need to do is go to that app. You will see a link for PhotoTheology. You download that app onto your phone and you can basically just flip through cards. On one side, you'll see, for example, the number 6 on its side. And you flip the card, it's going to say Noah builds the ark, right? We remember the 6, we flipped it on the side to see it in the shape of a boat. And so we remember Noah's ark, Noah builds the ark. Get these flashcards, I'm telling you, they're going to make memorizing the book of Genesis that much easier. And once you get it, listen, every day you get up or every night before you go to bed, pull out your phone, open your Brainscape app, flip through the cards. It should take you like no more. The better you get it, you'll be able to flip through those cards in 15 seconds and get the whole book of Genesis. And that's doing it slowly. Yes, I said it. That's doing it slowly. All right. So let me share something else with you now. You guys have become masters from what I see. When you're telling me the book of Genesis from memory, you have become masters of the memorization technique of the book of Genesis. At least memorizing the themes of the book of Genesis. So what do I want you to do? I want you to start teaching other people how to memorize the book of Genesis. Yes, yes, yes. I know you came to this class to be a student, but I'm now going to ask you to be a teacher. Okay? I want you to teach your family, teach your church members, teach your friends, make it a challenge, make it exciting for them. Share with them what you are learning, because the best way to solidify something in your mind is to start teaching it to others. Are you with me? I hope you're with me. Okay, so Genesis 1 through 24, you guys went through that and I got a bunch of videos. You guys did very well with that. Genesis 25 to 50, same thing. You guys did very well. I got videos in. You guys are doing it. You're doing it backward. And listen, every day you do this, it's the deeper it's going to be locked into your mind, into memory's hall. All right, so with that said, I am now going to do something else. I am going to share with you the mystery challenge, okay? And the reason I'm sharing that with you is because I'm gonna come back to this, Genesis 1 through 24 and Genesis 25 to 40, and I'm gonna share with you why we have broken these up into 24 chapters each, and your mind is gonna be blown. Now, some of you have already done this mystery challenge. If you have done this mystery, and I wish I could bring some of you on right now, but I'm not able to do that right now, but I wish I could bring some of you on, especially some of you young ones, and just share with everyone, right, how long it took you to memorize these 50 patterns or pictures or ideas. But we're gonna go through that challenge right now, and I want you to follow along and prepare to have your mind blown, all right? Check this out. Let's go to the screen, and hopefully you guys will see this on your screen, okay? So I don't even know how to know if you are seeing this on your screen. So I'm just gonna hope and pray that you are seeing this on your screen. Okay, so the first thing we have on the screen is a division sign, okay? I hope you see that. There's a division sign. And all I want you to remember is that this sign is the sign of division, okay? So lock that in your mind. When you see this picture, what are you gonna say? You're gonna say to yourself, division. Okay, we're gonna go to the next slide. And the next slide is another sign, and this sign is multiplication. Very easy, right? First division, next multiplication. We're gonna go next. The next sign this sign represents deliverance, okay? So I just want you to see this, see the picture, and remember deliverance. That's what we're looking at here, deliverance. Okay, so far, so good. I'm just gonna make sure that you guys are seeing this. I'm not on my Facebook right now. I'm gonna jump on and just make sure. I wanna make sure that you guys are seeing this. All right. Okay, so we've got division, we've got multiplication, and then we have, there we go. Then we have deliverance, okay? So division, multiplication, deliverance. We're gonna go to the next slide, and we're simply gonna use this picture to remember this word, sanctuary. Sanctuary, okay? Very good, you guys got that? Sanctuary. Let's go back, and what do we have? Division, multiplication, deliverance, sanctuary, okay? This next one is a gavel, and I just want you to remember this word, law, laws, right? So we're gonna go back, division, multiplication, deliverance, sanctuary, laws. Very good, okay? Let's go to the next slide. And here you see a man on a journey. So we're gonna remember this word, journey, okay? So let's go back. Yes, we got 50 of these to go through, but we're gonna do this very quickly, so don't worry about it, all right? Just remember, we're going with images. Again, for those of you who are just joining on Instagram, you're not gonna be able to see these images because I'm presenting them. The only way you can see them is if you jump over to my YouTube page, Power of the Lamb. Get on my YouTube page, you'll be able to see the images there. If you can't get on, don't worry about it. This will be uploaded to YouTube and you can get on it later, okay? So for those of you who are just joining on Instagram. All right, so let's keep moving. What do we have here? Division, multiplication, deliverance, sanctuary, laws, journey, and here's an airplane landing. We're gonna just simply remember the words arrival, okay? So journey and then arrival, the airplane, arrival. Let's flip back, come on, ready? Division, multiplication, deliverance, sanctuary, laws, Journey begins, arrival. The next image is going to represent transition. So when you see that image, when you see that picture, you just think transition. Now remember, Pastor, what are we memorizing? Just hold on. You get through these 50, your mind's about to be blown. Just hold on, okay? So we've got transition. Let's go back. Come on. Division, multiplication, deliverance, sanctuary, laws, journey, arrival, transition, conquer. All right, so now when you see this picture, I want you to think conquering. Conquer, conquer, conquer. Very good. You got this? Very easy. The word is right there. You can't forget it, right? Conquer. All right, the next image, chaos. What does that look like? It looks like chaos, right? So let's go back. And I want you to see how quickly we can go through this, okay? Division, multiplication, deliverance, sanctuary, laws, journey, arrival, transition, conquer, chaos. There you go. How'd you guys do so far? How you guys doing? Okay, some of you memorized this and you still don't know what you have memorized. So we're just going to keep moving, all right? So the next image, you see a crown. What does a crown represent? Kingship. Okay, very good. So there's a crown. It represents kingship. The next is a picture that I want you to think jealousy. Okay, that's what I want you to remember. Jealousy. So let's go back. Come on, let's run through this, guys. Ready? Division, multiplication, deliverance, sanctuary, laws, the journey, arrival, transition, conquer, chaos. All right. So far, so good, guys. We keep going. What do we have? Kings and then jealousy. Very good. Let's keep moving. Here I want you to see a picture of unification. Okay? You see the picture? Unification. Remember that word? Unification. All right? Every time you see that picture, think unified. Now we're going to see two division signs. And don't worry, same thing as division that we saw earlier. But this is just to distinguish from the earlier division sign. Okay? Now, look, guys. In case you might be getting bored, I warn you. I warn you. I'm warning you with everything in me. Do not get bored. Because what you're about to see is about to blow your mind. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. All right, we're going to keep moving. All right, this is really easy to remember. Every time you see this word, what are you going to think? Flashback, because that's what the word is. Flashback. There's your image. Flashback. Here's another one. Flashback. So we got two flashbacks. The next image, captivity. The next image, building, rebuilding. Okay? The next image, I want you to think of protection. So let's just go back. Okay? We're just going to start in the middle here. What do we have? Chaos, kingship, jealousy, unification, division, flashback, captivity, rebuild. All right, very good, guys, very good. You guys are doing great. I trust by faith that you are doing great. Now we're going to keep moving. Protection, we already saw that sign. Now I want you to think of this. When you see this picture, think trust in God. Trust in God. Trust in God, okay? Very good. Next picture, pleading. All right, so there's a guy. He's pleading, praying, pleading. I want you to think pleading. Next picture, praising. So let's jump back. Rebuild, protection, trusting God, pleading, praising. And here's another sign for protection. Again, when you see this image, you think protection. All right, come back with me. Trusting God, pleading, praising, trust, victory. Very simple. We don't even have to remember it. Once we see the image, we're thinking victory because that's what the word says. Victory, certainty. Okay? I don't even need to spend time on this. You see the word right there. You remember? Certainty. Okay? Wisdom. Wisdom. When you see that picture, you think wisdom. When you see this picture, you think foolishness. Okay? The Joker, foolishness. So we have wisdom, foolishness. Let's jump back. Come on, guys. Come on. Ha 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 ha. Come on. What do we have? First slide, division, multiplication, deliverance, sanctuary, laws, journey, arrival, transition, conquer, chaos, kingship, jealousy, union, division, flashback, captivity, rebuilding, protection, trusting God, pleading, praising, protection, victory, certainty, wisdom, foolishness. How you guys doing so far? You don't even know what you're doing right now. Your minds are about to be blown, I promise you. Let's move on. All right. When you see this picture, I want you to think faltering bride. Okay? Faltering bride. Again, for those of you just joining on Instagram, go over to my YouTube page. You will be able to see the graphics I'm using there. I can't show them on Instagram. Go to my YouTube page or the Facebook group, PhotoTheology, all right? YouTube, powerofthelamb.com or Power of the Lamb YouTube page. All right, so here's a picture of a faltering bride. Just think faltering bride. Next picture, judgment. Judgment, very easy. Next picture, gospel. You see the crown of thorns? I want you to think gospel. Next picture, faltering, part 2. So we had a faltering earlier. We now have a faltering again. All right. Next picture, I want you to think God pleading. See that image and lock into your mind God pleading. Come on, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. So what do we have here? Trusting God, pleading, praising, protection, victory, certainty, wisdom, foolishness, faltering bride, judgment, gospel, faltering again, pleading, God pleading. All right. Next thought, abomination, apostasy. The words are right there. We didn't even need to spend time on this. Abomination, apostasy, prophecy. When you see this image, I want you to think prophecy. Okay. Let's go on. Close of probation. Think close of probation, time running out, close of probation. Here's a picture of the mercy seat. All you're going to think is mercy. And now I want you to see this image, day of the Lord, day of the Lord, day of the Lord. All right, let's go back. What do we have? God pleading, abomination, apostasy, prophecy, probation closes, mercy, day of the Lord. All right, we got 10 more images, guys. 10 more, 11 more, I believe. Let's follow through. Okay, cross. Just think cross. Cross again. Pretty easy. Just think cross again. Cross one more time. Very easy. One more, cross. You guys, that's so easy you didn't have to use any brain power at all. Okay, so watch this. Let's go back. Apostasy, prophecy, close of probation, mercy, day of the Lord, cross, 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 cross. Very good. You guys are, I trust you are following along, and I trust that you go through this a few days and you'll be able to do this just like I'm doing it right now. All right, let's keep moving. Just a few more, guys. Growth. See that picture? I just want you to think growth. Next picture, only way, only way, only way. Just remember that, only way. Next image, power. Next image, walk worthy. Next image, exhortation. Next image, hope. Next image, warfare. Next image, heaven. Let's go back. Let's go back. So what do we have here? Day of the Lord, cross, 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 growth, one only way, power, walk worthy, exhortation, hope, warfare, heaven. All right, guys, come. I want to show you how quickly we're going to go through this, okay? Come. Watch this, guys. Ready? Let's go. Division, multiplication, deliverance, sanctuary, law, journey, arrival, transition, conquer, chaos, kings, jealousy, union, division, flashback, captivity, rebuilding, protection, trusting God, pleading, praising, protection, victory, certainty, wisdom, foolishness, faltering bride, judgment, gospel, faltering, God pleading, abominations, apostasy, prophecy, probation closes, mercy, day of the Lord, cross, growth, one way, power, walk worthy, exhortation, hope, warfare, heaven. All right, you guys. Let me tell you what just happened. Wait. I'm not even going to tell you what just happened yet. Let me go back and share something with you. So you guys were asking, Pastor, why do we break up Genesis into 24 chapters and then, from 1 to 24 and then 25 to 50? Okay, are you ready? Do you know, are you familiar with the frame or with the term 24 frames per second? Do you know what that means? 24 frames per second. What does that mean? Okay, what that means in the filming industry, in the movie industry, movies are filmed in 24 frames per second. What that means is that for every second that you're watching a movie, you are seeing 24 frames. 24 frames per second. Your mind is processing 24 frames per second. So it's kind of like taking a drawing book, and you know how you would draw a picture in the side and each picture represents, it's a different still frame. But when you flip the book, it looks like it turns into motion, right? That's what happens when you're flipping these pictures and you're flipping them in a rapid sequence. It becomes motion. How many of you would like the Bible to come to life? Would you like the Bible to come to life? Look at what we've done, guys. We've taken, check it out. We first started with 24 still images, right? Genesis chapter 1, creation. Genesis chapter 2, Adam and Eve. Genesis chapter 7, the flood. Genesis chapter 13, Abraham and Lot separate. And we divided it into 24 chapters for a very specific reason. Because I want you to see those 24 images. Listen carefully. If we put those 24 images and condense it into a 1 second frame. Ha 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 ha. No. Listen, guys. Take the first 24 chapters. Listen, let me say it this way. In an average movie, you are looking at over 180,000 frames that your mind is processing. 2 hours. 24 frames a second. In 1 minute, that's something like 1,440. 1,440 images that your mind is processing in 1 minute. You're watching a movie for 2 hours. Think about how much you remember of that movie. You can go through the movie. Remember this scene? Remember this scene? Because our minds were made to understand images. So watch this, guys. When you take the first 24 chapters of Genesis and you say, okay, I'm now no longer going to look at these as 24 separate instances, 24 separate images, but now I'm going to seek to condense those 24 images into one motion. So now I'm going to take those 24 images. I'm going to say, what is the main theme of these 24 chapters? And you know what we find? We find something very interesting. What we find is that in Genesis 3, Adam and Eve separates from Adam, and then Adam and Eve separate from God. In Genesis 4, you have a separation between Cain and Abel, a division between Cain and Abel, which then leads to a division between Cain and his parents. In Genesis chapter 6, you have a division between Noah and the righteous, and Noah and his family and the wicked. In Genesis 11, you have this division at the Tower of Babel. In those days, the earth was divided. You go on through the chapter, you have a division between Ishmael and Isaac. You have a division between Hagar and Abraham. You have these divisions going on. So as we scan these 24 chapters, move it rapidly, flip the pages rapidly, we can condense what's happening in those first 24 chapters, or in the first second, the theme of division. Now, guys, watch this. There are 1,189 chapters in the Bible. If we divided those 1,189 chapters in the Bible into 24-second frames, or 24 frames per second, in other words, 24 chapters, 24 chapters, 24 chapters, what you end up with, what you end up with is the idea that you could juice the entire theme of the Bible down to 50 seconds. I'm just going to sit back a while and let that sink in for you. If you take each 24 chapters and look for the major theme going through those chapters and condense those major themes into one word, like let's say division. Oh, and then the next 24 chapters, you find the children of Israel beginning to multiply. You have the 12 tribes. You have at the end of Genesis 50, this great big nation of Israel in Egypt. Oh, so we would say that the next theme there is multiplication. Let's go back to our screen, guys. Let's go back. And now you know what you're looking at. That symbol right there, division, has moved you in 1 second or less through the first 24 chapters of the Bible. You've now summarized those chapters as simply, oh yeah, these 24 chapters is talking about division. Boom. That's the big picture. The next 24 chapters is talking about multiplication. Boom. That just moved me. I just went, listen carefully now. I just went through the entire book of Genesis. Watch this. Ready? Back to the screen. Ready? Watch. Division, multiplication. I just went through the entire book of Genesis in theme in less than a second. Yeah, first 24 chapters, division, next 24 chapters, multiplication. And watch this. This is like the trailer for the whole Bible. When you go to a movie, when they show you a trailer of a movie, they're showing you, right, in 30 seconds, events that happened over 2 hours or however long the movie is. This method allows you to have a trailer of the Bible in your mind. You are going through the entire Bible. Now, I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to go back to my screen, and I'm going to show you how fast I go through these images in my mind, knowing what each, all right? So what I want you to see, guys, how fast I'm going through the Bible. But before I do that, you need to see this, okay? So come with me. Division, that's the first 24 chapters. Then you have multiplication, right? Now we get into the book of Exodus and you have deliverance. Ah, yes, that's God delivering the children of Israel out of Egypt. And then you go to the next 24 chapters and you have sanctuary. Oh, yes, that's where God gives the sanctuary message to the children of Israel, and they're told to build a sanctuary, and they're given all these instructions surrounding it. You go to the next 24 chapters, and then you have God giving all these different laws. We're getting into the book of Leviticus here. You go to the next 24 chapters, and now we're in the book of Numbers, and we have the journey of the children of Israel beginning. We go to the next 24 chapters, you have the arrival of the children of Israel at the borders of Canaan. But before they go in, there's a transition from from Moses to Joshua. And that whole story unfolds. And then you go to the next 24 chapters, and this is the children of Israel going into the promised land. And what are they doing? They're conquering. You go to the next 24 chapters, and all of a sudden, Israel goes into chaos. Every man did what was right in his own sight. They had no ruler in those days. And so every man did what was right in their own sight. And so what happens is that the next 24 chapters, you have Israel asking for a king. Yes, yes, yes. Are you guys following this? Are you guys catching this? You know what happens next, right? What happens after Saul becomes king? He moves away from God, and then God anoints another person to be king, and now you have jealousy. There's David smiling, and there's Saul mad. Yeah, let's keep moving. That jealousy, eventually we know that Saul dies, David becomes king, and he unites the kingdom, unification. But soon after, there is division, the tribes split. Now we get to the Chronicles, which are basically like another version of what happened in 1st and 2nd Kings. So flashback, the first flashback deals with David, the second flashback deals with Solomon, and now listen carefully, guys. Now we get into the children of Israel going into captivity at the end of the Chronicles. They go into captivity to a power named Babylon. And after 70 years, they are delivered. You get to the next 24, and now you're in the book of Ezra, and you're seeing the children of Israel rebuilding. Oh my goodness. For those of you who memorized this and didn't know what you were memorizing, guess what? You just memorized the entire Bible. Not verse for verse, but image for image, guys. And remember, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Some people memorize verses and don't even know what they mean. Listen, guys, you are learning to memorize the movie of the Bible. And most people, listen carefully, most people get doctrine wrong because they don't know how the movie goes. They don't know the theme of the movie. They don't know the structure of the movie. So their movie is all messed up. And when you have an all messed up movie, you come out with faulty conclusions. Now, I know that I said I was going to be on here for 20 to 30 minutes. I don't know how long I've been on here, but I'm trying to be almost done, okay? All right, let's keep moving. The children of Israel rebuild. Now we get into the book of Esther, where now they are seeking the protection of God because a nation's trying to wipe them out. So we have protection, then we have trust in God. This begins to move us into the book of Job and into the Psalms. We have trust in God, and watch this: pleading, praising, protection, victory, certainty. This covers the entire book of Psalms. We just ran through the entire book of Psalms, the major themes in each 24 sets, each 24 frames, if you will. Okay, what's that? Wisdom. What book are we in now? That's right, guys. We are now in the book of Proverbs. And you know what comes after that, right? Foolishness. The latter half of Proverbs, going into Ecclesiastes, is all dealing with the theme of foolishness. Now we get into the book of Isaiah, and here we find the faltering bride, followed by judgment, followed by the Gospels. When you get to Isaiah chapter 40 and 41 and 42 and 45 and 53, he was oppressed, he was afflicted. All these chapters seem to be pointing to Christ as the center and focus of the gospel. We get to the latter part of Isaiah and into Jeremiah, and you have again the faltering bride. You then turn to God pleading. Then we find the abominations God points out in the book of Ezekiel. Then we find the apostasy towards the end of the book of Ezekiel. Then we come into prophecy in the book of Daniel. And halfway through, we get to Daniel chapter 9, which deals with the close of probation for a nation. And then you find that theme going on through the next 24 chapters. Then we get to mercy, the minor prophets. And then we conclude with the day of the Lord. And this is the entire Old Testament that we just ran through in 40 images, guys. Come. Let me show you. We're going back, all right? 40 images. Watch this. Ready? This is how fast I'm going through it in my own mind. Watch. Ready? Someone time this. Ready? Go. Boom. Boom. You guys, that's not a boasting boom. That's a happy boom. That's look how quickly it took me, and it can take you, to know the entire theme of the Old Testament in movie form. 24 images a second. Now you would think, all right, 49 or 40 images, that'll take me 40 seconds. Guys, that took me way less than 40 seconds to get through the entire Old Testament. And guys, listen to me. This is on Brainscape. If you are having trouble memorizing this, go on Brainscape, download the app. You'll be able to have these images, and every day just go through. You will get to the point, I promise you, in a matter of days, you'll be flipping through the cards like this, as quick as your finger can move. And every image will bring about an entire picture, an entire scene that will move you rapidly through the Old Testament. So let's go to the New Testament now. We have what? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. Cross, 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 cross. You catch this? And then we have growth. What do you think that's, what do you think, what book do you think that is? Yeah. That's the book of Acts. That's the growth of the early church. We continue to go on, and then we get into the Epistles of Paul, and we find there that his first major theme is that Christ is the only way. We get to the next 24 books. The major theme is the power of the gospel. The next 24 chapters, I should say, walk worthy. The next 24, exhortation. The next 24, hope. The next 24 brings us to the book of Revelation. And the last 3 chapters are heaven. Revelation 20, 21, 22, heaven. I'm going to go back. And we're about to watch the entire movie. All right? I wish I could hear you say go, because I want to say, what I want to do is I want to say, okay, tell me when to go. And I want you to see how long it takes you to get through the entire movie. But I'm going to do it on my own. And I just want you to watch how quickly we're about to go through the entire Bible. See if you can follow me. Ready? Go. I know. I'm not excited for me, guys. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you because I know that when you do this, 2 weeks from now, less than 2 weeks from now, you guys will be in a place that you never thought you would be in terms of having the entire movie of the Bible memorized. Why are we doing this? See, now when you go to the Bible, anywhere you go in the Bible, you'll be able to know, oh, okay, I know what part of the movie we're in this book and in this chapter. And now you'll begin to be able to relate what this parable has to do with the larger theme of the movie. Are you catching this? If you know the movie, everything else falls in place. Most people don't know the movie. And that's why people end up with all kinds of doctrines that are not in the Bible, because they don't understand the movie line, and therefore they're teaching doctrine or believing different things about the Bible that just are not there. So you guys, my 20 minutes is up. I think I've used it all. We're going to close right here. Remember, I'm going to put into the YouTube link the Brainscape app link that you can download this mystery challenge. It's no longer mystery challenge. It is now called the Bible Rendered. Now, let me come. There's stuff I didn't even explain to you. Okay? Just give me 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes, okay? The term render. Rendering is when you take a set of images and you basically are translating them to form a motion picture. You're outputting, right? What you have gathered together. So if you work with movie producing or whatnot, I'm not a movie producer, but I know this, that before you can put the movie into its final format, you have to render it. So basically what we're doing with these 24 chapters, Genesis 1 to 24, first we get all the still frames and then we render. That's how we come up with the conclusion that the first 24 chapters have to do with division. We're looking at the relationship between each still picture in that 24 set. So that's what I want you to do. When you go through Genesis 1 through 24, I want you to begin to slow down and really study these images so that you understand the relationship of that set of 24. And the more you do this, the more you're able to go through the movie and slow some frames down and really focus in, you'll begin to see stuff that you've been missing in the movie. You know how it is, right? You watch a movie the first time, oh man, that was great. But it's not until you go back the second or third or fourth time, you're like, oh, how did I miss that? And beloved, that's where Bible study gets deep. When you can slow down the frame and say, okay, I know the big picture, I've got it down, so let me now zoom in on this particular frame, study this frame out, and you begin to see stuff that you missed because you didn't understand the movie. Things you didn't even realize the context of. Now when you get the big picture, you're like, I get this. I see. Now I know why Abraham did this, why Isaac did this, why Daniel said, I missed that. Beloved, this is the art of phototheology. So, we're going to end it here. And here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you didn't take this challenge, I want you to take it up now. This is no longer the mystery challenge. It's the Bible rendered challenge. We have rendered the entire Bible. 50 24-second frames down into one trailer. You guys, this is foundation to phototheology. Get the movie, get the trailer, and everything else is going to fall in place. Okay. Thank you guys for joining. And thank you for being patient with me. And thank you. I know I told you 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But yeah, that's what happens when you just get excited about what you're sharing and you forget about time. So, God bless you. Please tell other people about this class. And remember, I'm commissioning you to go out and teach what you have learned, okay? Go ahead and teach the book of Genesis. Teach people how to memorize it. Tell them about this rendering of the entire Bible. Tell them about phototheology's 24 frames per second. And basically what we're going to do over the next upcoming weeks is we're going to just move frame through frame, okay? It's a slow process, but believe me, beloved, it is a process that will be worth your while. We want to remember. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go through the first 24 chapters of the book of Exodus. That's our next challenge, okay? So Exodus 1 through 24. And by the way, I will be putting all these on Brainscape. So I have to kind of work through it. Hopefully I'll get them done week by week. Right now we have the Bible rendered, Genesis 1 through 24, 25 through 50, and Exodus 1 through 24. So each week I'll be putting up the next 24. Get on the app. And if you don't want to get on the app, want to do it yourself, and you want to go ahead, you already know the basics, you're excited, you want to go ahead of me, by all means, feel free to go ahead of me. Okay? All right, that's it, guys. Blessings. Have a good rest of your Tuesday, and go share the fire that you just experienced in your heart. Until next time, peace and God bless you.